Today is a very special video because we're going to go over my settings that earned me a few titles. Youngest champion, best 15-year-old champion, some say Indian Ambi. Do not call me that, not true. As you can see, these settings has allowed me to be Spoit, Ambi, Stompin', Jinxie, list goes on since I was 12 years old. They've also allowed me to play with your favorite pros and content creators.
Last one's inside.
Let's get straight into these settings. So general, pretty much default. Ping obviously on, so you can ping players and yellow ping. Display, I don't like seeing this cogs on my screen. I always know I have good FPS, so I have good PC now. Dark, I don't know. Oh, this is default. I just like seeing which one. I don't know the icons like by heart, so I just like seeing if I'm jittering, if my pack loss, if it's my lag, if I'm getting hit rejected. That's a big one. Hit rejections have been super bad this season. Dark glare, this is when you get flash. If it's like the default for a long time was white, and then they add a setting where it can be black. I personally like black because sometimes my eyes will be tired or I'll be up late and I'd rather not get blinded with white. And I'm not sure if this is 100% true, but I heard dark glare doesn't last that long, like as long as white glare, but it's not a big difference at all. So tinnitus, this is when you get like stunned and like the noise is ringing in your ear. I'm pretty sure default before the setting came out was ringing. And then there's a wave, it's like kind of in and out, but muted is best so you can hear like the other, like the gameplay around you still. This is all personal preference. I just like cycle off, like stay inside the groups, or not inside the groups. I have this. Do you want to have this on manual? Because when I have it on both, a lot of times I accidentally pick up the diffuser when I don't want to. But you want to have it on manual just so you're not accidentally picking up the diffuser at all, because that's not good, you know. You might be selling, might not know you had diffuser, made a bad play with it. Okay, visible throw trajectory. You want to have this on. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mobile game, but if you don't have it on, you're kind of trolling just because it's a lot better to see exactly where it's going to go. There's no questions about it. Like, more specific, this is when you're throwing a nitro cell, a flash grenade, any of that. Yeah. Drone after prep, you want to have this on manual or semi-automatic, but most pro players use manual. This is like going to be really good if you're sitting on a cam for your teammate and they're like, let's say example, Oregon, they're taking west side like small tower and they have a cam in the shower hall cutting off that entire side of the map, and your teammate's like, yo, stay on my cam. If you have an automatic and you accidentally get off it for 2 seconds and someone sprints past the drone within the 2 seconds, obviously it'd be very unfortunate, but it's possible, and you wouldn't want to take the blame for that. That'd be, you know, that wouldn't be good at all. So you want to have that on manual. That's just an example that came to my mind. Match play, if I don't think it takes up that much space at all, and I just like seeing it in case my clips weren't on, in case something crazy happened, in case there's tiers I'm trying to get banned. So I want to have that on. All chat, before I had this on team, but because my rep would go down, but I don't really care anymore, and I don't even think it makes a difference anymore. But yeah, I have this on all chat so I can see what my enemies are saying to me and everything. Crossplay, I don't think this does anything on. Oh shit. Hold on, I need to back out because I accidentally. Okay, HUD. Pretty much all basic, all default. I have it on simplified, so it's not super big and taking up a lot of my screen. Default, number only for health, personal preference. Stance indicator is like when you're crouch prone. Obviously, I'm gonna know when I'm crouched or prone, so I want to have this on off. Just takes up less of my screen. Default everything. Operator reticle. This is the little dot that's in the middle of your screen when you're not aimed in. I think it looks much cleaner when you have it off. And this used to be just off by default before there was a setting for this in OG, and I like having that OG feel. So default else, everything on except for round number. Just looks more clean, more aesthetic with it off. Gameplay warnings, I don't know what this is, but I have it off. English, okay, audio. So first thing I'll say about audio is I use this app called Equalizer on my PC. All I do, I always get asked about this, I just turn the volume up. I didn't change any of the little -6 decibels, like no, I didn't tweak it much. I used to, but I lost the settings when I got a new PC or when I factory set it, something like that. but I just have it turned up, and Siege audio has just been really iffy, especially since they made the new audio setting with CJX. But yeah, I'll show you my PC Equalizer settings at the end of the video. I'll have a timestamp on the chapters in the description. Okay. Subtitles, I think it takes up too much of your screen. I just have them off. Dynamic range, I have this, so I'm pretty sure that high is like high mode back then. Low is like night, or hi-fi and for high. Low is like night mode from back then. But personally, I'm having better experiences playing with them on high, so I can hear better. I really don't like the new audio with CJX. It was a lot better before. My personal opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Tinnitus. This saying already came up. Weird. Comes up. I think it comes up 3 times in accessibility as well. Master volume. So this is kind of different because every PC is like a different like audio system. So like for example, I know Spoy, he plays on like really low. I think like 40 or something. I don't know for sure exactly. But mine's kind of quiet, so that's why I use the Peace app to make it even louder. But yeah, I have it on 100 so I can hear as much as possible. In game, I like the sound of this, because if you have it on 0, wait, that's in game. I just like the sound of the little clicks. Music, I'm not trying to hear music while I play. No, I'm good. No, it's shitty SC's music. Menu, I like this on 0 or on all the way, because I'm trying to hear like the little clicks. I like that. Menu music, like, are you serious, bro? We're good off that. We're good. Voiceover, I should turn this down actually. I did not know it was at 100. I'm gonna turn it down to just 50 right now, so it's not super loud. But at the same time, I also have this on minimal, so it's like the least amount of voices will be heard, like the operator sayings and like the HQ. You can turn this off, but actually, this might be really good for off, because I know a lot of you guys in the lower ranks start getting even more nervous when there's like 15 seconds left in the round. You're in a clutch scenario, so I personally don't really get nervous or shake. Of like, once you play a game, you just get more calm, I guess, and like mature. So I have this on. I'm just gonna keep it like that, but I could definitely see a lot of you guys being helped by this having it off. Mute on unfocused. This is just for like your mic and stuff. I have it on just because I use my mic, I use my headset. Voice chat, why is it disabled? I don't know why it's disabled. I use push to talk and 64 volume. I change it depending on how loud my teammates are every game, because everyone's mics are different. They need to add, bro, let me know if you guys think it's a good idea, but you know how in Valorant, or like I bet many other games, I just don't know, I don't play many other games, like they have the little audio sliders for each and every single teammate. They need to add that to Siege, bro. That would help so much. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Voice chat input volume 81 is how loud I am. This is sensitivity. I have it on 30. It just depends on your mic, guys. Depends on how loud you are. Personal. Okay, display settings, boys. So, my monitor, I use a Zowie 360 Hz monitor, used by many pros. Hang on, I gotta back out real quick. Okay, we're back. I have a 48 Super GPU. Just got a new PC a little over a year ago, actually now. 1920 by 1080 is my monitor. It's my max, so I'm just gonna use that. I use full screen, and 360 Hz monitor. I don't know why some people prefer borderless, like sometimes, I don't know why. I use 4390 FOV, very commonly requested setting. 4390. VSync, I'm pretty sure this just like makes your input lag worse and your frames worse. I've never seen any pro use it anything other than off, and I remember like on Xbox a long time ago when I do like T-hunts, it really fucked me up. But yeah, use it on off. Sorry, I'm yapping too much. FPS limit. Why would you want to limit yourself? I'd never understood that. Widescreen letterbox, bro. If you use this, you are trolling. You want to lose, you're a troll. This, it won't show now, but this, like when you're in the game, it looks like a movie from like the 1900s, bro. It adds the black bars, like thick black bars, in the bottom and top of your screen. Not good. I use 90 HUD, personal preference, but some people use 80 so you don't have to look like with your eyes that much like up or that much down, so you can see like how many people are left, the time left, all that. I think 90 is a good sweet spot right in the middle. Menu, I just have it on 100, personal, it doesn't do anything. I use brightness, I switch a lot depending on how I'm trying to feel, from 48 all the way up to like, nah, I'd never really, if I use 70, I'm turning down my monitor brightness, and that's for y'all, just to make it look better. But I use 55 right now. Graphics settings. So I heard from pros that if you have I don't remember exactly what they said, but basically for my PC, I have a 48 Super and an i9, and like really good RAM. I think like 64 gigabytes of DDR5. So for my PC, I'm pretty sure on is the best here, best setting, and it's probably the best for most of you guys' PCs. Just read the description right here. I'm not gonna read right now, but yeah, read that and get some input from like some tech kids or pros, all that. Okay, I use custom. I use low texture quality. I use like low for a lot of these settings. I'm just trying to get the best FPS. I don't care about the looks that much at all. Normal texture VRAM. I have LED quality on Ultra Plus because they just released the setting not too long ago at all. I think last season, but I'm pretty sure it makes you like see further objects better. I heard. Not 100% sure on that. Shading quality. I have this on low because it just shading quality. You want low settings so you get more FPS, like I said. Shadow quality. Listen to me right now. Listen to me very carefully. I remember when I was watching settings videos back when I was new to PC. So some people have this on low for more FPS. Trust me, this is not the one you want to have low. A lot of pros will tell you put it on medium or high so that you can see the shadows. That is true, except for the fact that when you have it on very high or ultra, you can see more shadows. Like there's some parts of the map where the shadows wouldn't be seen if you have it on medium or high, but when you put it on very high or ultra, I'm not sure. I just use ultra because I'm not sure the exact specifics. You can see more shadows, which can give you more freebie kills. Like for example, if you just have it on medium, you can see like when you're playing rafters on Clubhouse, you can see who's outside garage because their shadow comes up on the garage floor. And you can still see that on ultra, but like if you have it on medium on cafe, the skylight, there's a little shadow on the cigar shop door. That will not be able to be seen on medium. You have to turn that for ultra or very high. I'm not sure which one. To see those, so make sure you have it on ultra, alright? Reflection quality low, 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 off, low, 0. Just low settings for best FPS. Alright, this is the most asked question. What is your sensitivity? Why is it so fast? Why is it so slow? Listen, sense personal preference, but this settings, they got me to be where I'm at, and I know a lot of y'all don't think I'm too bad, so. Drone speed, I have it on hold. I don't know why that's, okay, whatever. Raw input, so I'm pretty sure the science behind this is if you have a mouse with 2K polling rate, 2K hertz polling rate or higher, you want to have it on off. If you have it on 1K, you want to have it on. That is what I've heard from pros. Mouse look conversion, who the hell? I've never met a single soul who uses this. If you use this, something wrong with you. Okay, Sense 8.8, and I use 400 DPI, and 5160 are the main two that you need, but then 75, 82, 128. A lot of people say my Sense is very high, so keep that in mind. Mouse scroll, you want to have it on disabled. I mean, that's my personal preference, because I accidentally will be like hitting scroll, and I'll switch to my pistol in the middle of a gunfight. Not good. Nada. Gadget deployment, advanced. You want to have these settings on advanced just so it's more specific. It can be more, like the skill ceiling is just higher and stuff. Aim on hold. I have lean on toggle. The only other pro I know who uses lean on hold is like Spoit. And yeah, he's really good, but he's also been using that for 6 years, and I know there was a time where he wanted to go switch to toggle, so I think toggle's the best. Sprint on hold, crouch on hold. This is usually on toggle for default, but to be honest with you, I used to watch Uzi videos, diehard Uzi fan. He's still a GOAT, bro. I'm still a fan. He's still he's helped me so much. But I used to be a diehard Uzi fan, and I just copied his sayings, and I've just stuck to crouch hold on Siege since I was like 11 or 12. Prone on toggle, default, walk on hold. That's also default. Okay, here are my keybinds. So I have a scoreboard with tab default, I believe. These are all default except I unbinded my toggle performance metrics because it will just come up randomly, and I do not like that. Push talk on V. WASD, I lean with Q and E. Do not lean with your side mouse buttons. You're literally like, the skill ceiling could be so much higher, but you're capping yourself. It is not good. It will mess up your aim, mess up your movement. Any best movement player you've seen just leans with Q and E. Do not use side mouse buttons. Okay, sprint on shift, that's default. I jump with space. I crouch with control, and I prone with C. I used to prone with caps lock instead of C, But when the Sean peeking became a thing, I switched to C because it's a lot easier to Sean peek with my thumb instead of my ring finger, personally. I walk with default alt walking. I shoot. I inspect my weapon before. It's like so you can like see your skins. I always forget to do this, so like I've done it maybe once max. Interact F. Okay, I melee with my bottom side mouse button. My primary gadget is my scroll wheel, so I click it. My secondary gadget, like my flashes, nades, all that. That's my upper side mouse button. Getting on cams with 5. I deploy my drone with X. I'm pretty sure default's like 4, but I used to have like really small hands when I was like 11 or 12. So I came and switched I switched to PC and just used X because I couldn't reach whatever, like 4 or 5, whatever it was, 6. I don't know. If you ever wonder why, like, in the bottom right, those guns have the little question marks by them, it's because I unbind my select primary weapon and select secondary weapon. And if you're wondering, how do you switch your pistol then? Weapon swap is a keybind, and I just have that on 2. Also, if you want to know how to unbind a keybind, because I've done this a few times now. So basically, you make a keybind, like, let's say I use ping for G. Make it G temporarily, and then you switch it back to like whatever you want it to be, like your main one, and then it'll just say undefined, and you like it's unusable. It's like unbinded. You can't use the keybind. I ping with G. I think that's from Uzi Settings back from a while ago. Switch to B. I drop diffuser with Z, and then all default except I ping with G again, and I group cycle 1 and 3. Those are really personal preference. Spectator, I never spectate, so like match replays basically. So yeah, I don't use any of those. I don't use controller, obviously, but I'm pretty sure there used to be a thing where alt walking speed would be kind of determined by your controller dead zones. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Don't quote me on that, but here are my controller settings if any of you guys are curious. Alright. Privacy. This is like nicknames. I use nicknames because I play with pros and I get stream time too, and just enemies only. That's what I have on. Peers view. I don't like that. Hide avatar. No. All off because I think everything else isn't necessary. Maybe the region latency, that's necessary so you don't get stream sniped. But there's still other ways stream snipers can work their freaky asses away or around. Accessibility. I use default optics, like completely default, but sometimes I'll get bored. I use white, I use black, I use light blue, I'll use purple. Sometimes I just be getting bored, but like 98% of the time I use this default. Screen shake. So you want to have this on off because if you have it on default, bro, it's like you're in a movie and like they just got bombed in, like they just got like it's. Don't use default. It's gonna be really shaky if you want to have the best competitive experience. Because if you use default, like you might like it for the like cinematic experience, but you're playing a FPS game, bro. Come on, medium. What is the point of that, bro? Off. Use off. Motion blur. So I believe this used to be better on, or I don't know, because they've changed the setting a lot. Like they haven't put it in the patch notes, I don't believe, but it used to be like blood everywhere on your screen when it first came out. They've tweaked the setting a lot. I use off right now on this account. I think it's different on my other accounts, but off on my main account. That's what matters the most. Dark glare, yeah, these settings come up like 3 different times in different tabs, but you've already heard dark glare for stun, muted for tinnitus, and high on dynamic range at the moment. I use blue, red, just like obviously your teammates are blue, obviously your enemies are red. Although some people have their enemies on blue, so their claymores can be easier seen in like the sunlight. Like let's say garage door on Clubhouse. Second time I'm bringing this example up, or this door. So like a lot of people put claymores out there, so you can't run out that door. But it's hard to see on red, because like the sun's kind of reflecting. But it's easier to see the lasers on blue. So that's like why some people use blue. Personally, I don't feel like you saw that, and I just always assumed it's claymore, so I like impacted it. But yeah, default. I'm pretty sure it's all just default chat, and those are all of my Siege X settings. That's got me to be, youngest 15-year-old champ, or best 15-year-old champ, youngest champ, level 667. 532 champ. I've been playing in the past like 2 weeks, like barely, but when the season first came out, like the first few days, I was like top 10 champ or something. So yeah, 1.7 KD, kind of mid right now, to be honest. 14.2 win loss, but yeah, those are my Siege X settings. But let me show you guys the promised P settings. But first, let me get into the NVIDIA settings because I know some of y'all are interested. So color settings. I use default color settings, but my monitor settings are different. I'll read those to you at the end of these because bet y'all don't have the same monitor as me. Like, I bet barely y'all have the same monitor. Video image settings. I had a pro like PC optimizer. Shout out R6 Nizagi. What a great guy, great optimizer. Go look for him if you're trying to get your PC optimized. Pretty sure he's like really good, like really good. But yeah, he optimized all these settings for me, so I'm gonna just show you what he put for me in these settings. And I'm just gonna go through them. I'm not gonna read them. Performance, obviously, performance. I don't care about quality. Just gonna scroll through these. Change resolution 1920 by 1080, 360 hertz, obviously best possible. Getting the bang for my buck. Default color settings. I'm pretty sure I use Ashen's monitor settings, or like some of them are twisted for my preference. But yeah, these are like the color settings are also Ashen's. He just has it on default because he had the same monitor and he was like the first one I asked when I got this monitor. So I just stick with these. But I'm gonna read out my monitor settings. Actually, I'm gonna read out my monitor settings at the very end. I'm gonna do my piece settings first. So go to simple interface because for me I don't have anything too deep, too advanced. I gotta download a new update, I think. Oh, let me install this real quick. Okay, so look, these are the only settings I have. Default, all these sliders are default. I just have, so instead of it being at 0, which would be like just regular volume, I have it up 20 decibels so I can hear better because I think my PC is just quiet, or I'm deaf, making myself deaf, I don't know. But personally, I use 20 decibels. Be careful with this, guys, because you can definitely damage your hearing and your ears with this if you turn it up too high and your PC is really loud. But if your PC is quiet, turn this up, I like it. I use 7.1 setup. Okay, now I'm gonna read my monitor settings very quickly. I use, right now, 100 brightness. I change it all the time. 5 black equalizer, diag plus on premium, FPS mode 1, color vibrance 11, low blue light. I have it on 10 right now because it's late and I'm on a school night and I'm about to go to bed. Gamma on 3, color temperature on normal, picture, diag plus premium, brightness, I change it right now. Like I change it all the time, but it's at 100 right now. Contrast on 50, sharpness on 7, AMA on premium. And those are all of the monitor settings. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope these settings make you better and you enjoy them. I'll see y'all later. Much love, boys. Sorry.